Changes in the sides, none really to speak of. Both teams selected a number of players on the interchange bench. Out of the North Melbourne side, Spargo, Norman and Paul Sullivan. In the Hawthorn lineup, McCarthy won't take his place in the side. Schwab also played in the reserves tonight, and Whitman did likewise. And making his VFL debut for the Hawthorn team tonight is number 33, David Sullivan. If we get a match like the reserves game here tonight, it'll be a thriller, because Hawthorn won with a goal kicked on the siren. Actually came up at the 30-minute mark of the final quarter, and the Hawks won that match by 5 points. I think it's going to be a great encounter here tonight, Sandy, and we're looking forward to a pretty close tussle.
Right, thank you, Peter, and so to the action. Tonight we pick up our highlights from the MCG at the 17.5-minute mark of the first quarter, with North Melbourne leading Hawthorn by 6 points. In the commentary box with Peter, Lou Richards and Bob Skilton.
Deer tries to get the front position from Harris. It's a line ball, that one. Ackerley got two hands to it, so too Buckenara touching it. Nobody able to make much headway. It's out of bounds again. Still in Hawthorn's right forward pocket and almost in the identical position. North Melbourne leading Hawthorn 2-1 to 1-1. Goal kickers for the Kangaroos, Steele and Love. Byrne has Hawthorn's solitary major so far. Knocked down by Deer. Nobody can pick it up. That's a trip or holding a man or whatever. It'll go to Loveridge. Loveridge is the first free kick there. So Richard Loveridge has a chance to level the scores in the first term on Seven's big league.
Apparently Loveridge and Platten tore Carlton apart last week, Peter.
Both have been fairly quiet so far, though.
Yes.
Loveridge about 40 metres out. And a pretty acute angle. Looks good from here, though, and scores a level in Seven's big league. 2-1 each of two. First quarter in progress, some 18.5 minutes.
So there was no doubting the free kick. A poor tackle. And as we watch Richard Loveridge on replay, putting the ball forward, a very nice kick by Loveridge. And although Platten hasn't been dominating so far, his handball upfield has been excellent.
Just on the 19-minute mark of this first quarter, scores dead level. And I think if you can recall last year, these two sides played a draw in a night match, Pete.
Yes, the 106th draw in VFL history it was.
And we wait now for a free kick to McDonald. He was grabbed when he didn't have the ball. The ball shot out wide now to that half-forward flank position, tapped on nicely by Dwyer. There's a go now as the ball is picked up by Love. Back to Dwyer again in the forward pocket. A hurried snap towards the goals. Mew will be there and takes a safe mark down there in the back pocket. He goes across goal. It could be dangerous. Punched away by Jonas. Back it comes to Green. A good hand pass out to Langford. He's grabbed by McDonald, nearly holding the ball. It's given Steele a bit of a break here. Quick hand pass to Jonas again. But that was a shocker by Jonas. And it's Robertson getting the ball back to Green. There's a go now for Lester Smith to take the ball away from the danger zone to Buckenara. No doubt Hawthorn's best player so far. Long kick, and this could be a goal. No, it's saved right on the line by Crocker. Ball short. Oh, too long for Atkins. Picked up by DP and a minute ago. Crocker again. He stumbles, taps the ball out wide. Picked up by Ackley. As we said before, not fumbling today. Out it goes to Demetrio. He gets under the ball. I thought he got one in the back. This allows Dwyer to pick it up. Got the wide open spaces over to Cracker. And it's Phil Cracker tripped. He'll get a free kick. Interfered with. And Cracker takes that free kick out there on the centre wing position. Short pass. Oh, that's a shocker from Phil Cracker. A terrible pass. No, they don't. Over it goes to Robertson. Back to Byrne. They get the ball over their half, or up towards their half-forward line. Tuck overruns the ball. In comes Smith. Ackley's there again, doing a great job in defence. As the ball goes out to Phil Cracker. Short pass, that's more like the Crackers. As we see Dwyer to take the mark. Doesn't know where to go. He does now. He goes for a pass. Lester Smith kicks it off the ground. Back to Demetrio. Not doing a bad job out there. Two on the wing position. Goes for a long kick. Coming in to meet it now is Steele. He's already kicked one goal. But there in defence, we see the ball grabbed that time by Howard.
Howard's kick now towards Sullivan, who takes the mark.
Hanley.
Chopper Hanley.
Oh, Chopper.
It's hard when they change their numbers.
8 used to be David O'Halloran. I can't remember what Hanley's old number was.
37.
Thanks, Bob. Michael Byrne in front. Buckenara, best man on the ground so far.
I would definitely shift Dwyer right now.
Rodney Eade, left centre wing for Hawthorn. Had to beat the tribunal before he came to take his place in the field tonight. Did so. Michael Tuck trying to crash through. Did he have the ball? Passmore sockers it off the ground. Good bump by Jimmy Cracker. Green off the ground as well. Must be pretty slippery out there. Oh, who's got around the net? Was it holding the ball? What's the matter? But running into a big bear. Crocker. Cracker.
It's his uncle, Davey.
Left half-back flank. Good long kick. Buckenara again. He's knocked up getting kicked so far in the first quarter. Lester Smith, the West Australians combined. Not a good hand pass though, and it's all North Melbourne now. German couldn't go long. He could just about score from there. Not accurate enough though, and out of bounds in North Melbourne's forward pocket, and it will be a boundary throw-in. So boundary throw-in, right forward pocket for North Melbourne. Score was dead level in the opening term. Reserve grade match here tonight saw Hawthorn get up to steal a 5-point win. 133 to 128. They got a goal at the 30-minute mark of the final quarter after North Melbourne had led all night. Kennedy taps it straight to Passmore, who says thanks very much, chips it down short. Beautiful pass. The mark taken for North Melbourne by Harris. Harris's kick is a goal.
That was a kick of a full forward, Bob, wasn't it?
It was a lovely kick, Lou.
No mistake about that. It was a goal. Second at lefty's boot. 3-1 to 2-1 at the MCG.
On replay, the short pass coming across to Harris, straightens up, and that's a beautiful kick. Not that it would have mattered if it had a drop short. We saw Jimmy Cracker there. Nobody near Jimmy Cracker. He would have taken the mark and kicked the goal anyway.
6 points the difference, and we're just over the 23-minute mark of this first quarter. North Melbourne in front. Clayton gets a hurried kick back towards centre half forward. It's okay. It's marked by Kennedy to Buckenara, no doubt the best player on the ground this first quarter. A long kick up there towards Ackley and Loveridge. In comes Crocker to help out. Down he goes. He got one on the back that time from Deer. So did Loveridge, I reckon, from Ackley. But the umpire said no. I suppose he said, well, fair to one, fair to all. Out of bounds on that forward pocket position, about 40 metres around from the Hawthorn goal. They're trailing by 6 points. Deer and McCann. Back it comes now to Assyria. Hurried kick back towards the centre of the ground. Oh, right, he has overrun that one. That's most unlike him. Back it goes again. A long hand pass to German. German's clear. North Melbourne full of running as Demetrio picks it up out there at half on the wing position. There's Harris going high over the pack. Recovered well as he gives a hand pass back to German again. A long kick at the goals. This looks good. It's a goal. Beautiful play on the part of Harris. So it's North Melbourne, 4 goals, 125 to Hawthorn, 2-1-13.
Yes, I know it's easy for us up here, Lou, but the more I see of Harris, the more I think I'd have him down there at full forward. He's got a great leap. He recovered beautifully afterwards. And yet maybe starting in the ruck and going down to full forward might be just the thing, because Stephen McCann was in the centre bounce on that last occasion.
24.5 minutes gone. 12 points the difference in favour of North Melbourne. They're 25 points to Hawthorn 13. Kennedy going through. He was grabbed that time. It's holding the ball against him. It'll go to Law. Hawthorn not looking that good.
Say that again.
They've made a lot of mistakes, and thank heavens they got Buckenara playing in their side, because he's kept them in the play. There's the kick by Law. It's a long one down there towards the full forward position. Up gets Byrne, interfered with. He'll take the mark down there in that position. Over to Mew. Mew's kick is out wide. Coming in to meet it now is Atkins. He gets away from his opponent Langford that time. He's got too much pace. A hand pass back to from Steele back to Atkins again. But Burns in the way and take another nice mark in defence.
Here's Buckenara. Oh, beautiful sidestep. Buckenara, as Lou mentioned, keeping Hawthorn in the game. Without him, they would indeed be lost at the moment. They already trailed by 2. Deer. Long shot. Could be a goal. Not bad. 4 points.
Wonderful recovery there, Pete, by Greg Deer. It's rare that you see a big player who got shoved over after he took the mark. And we watch on replay now, and Deer very quick to pick himself up and straight away. And maybe, you know, we could have been critical if he'd been caught, but he wasn't caught. A beautiful goal by Greg Deer.
And a badly needed one for Hawthorn to bring them to within, once again, 6 points. 25.25 minutes have gone in the first quarter. 25 plays 19.
You've mentioned that Buckenara is probably the best player, Pete. He's had 13 possessions so far.
Golly, that's unbelievable, isn't it? Platten's kick up the Deer again. Oh, bad hand pass. Tried to get it out to Robertson, who still may have a chance, but Smith is there with him. If he'd done that on Monday, would have been penalised for a throw. Socket out of bounds by Dwyer. A boundary throw in on centre wing.
Well, there might have been a push in the back there too.
Good crowd here tonight for this match. McCann and Byrne. Tuck. Robertson went through, didn't take the ball. Now he's got a second opportunity. Platten gets it out. Good hand pass. Russo's kick out of bounds on the full. Free kick to North Melbourne. And the recipient will be either Dwyer or Law.
Pete, this crowd's built up since the start of the game. I'd reckon it's pretty close to 30,000.
Yeah, I think it might be raining.
It is light rain, Bob. Light rain. Hasn't rained in Melbourne for yonks. It chooses tonight. The last day it rained was Moomba Monday, wasn't it, or thereabouts?
When Batman got here, I'm not quite sure.
It came down a little bit heavier that day, especially early in the morning. It's a boundary, or not a boundary throw, but a bounce on centre wing.
There's no umbrellas going up, probably because nobody bought any.
A good enough reason too. Knocked down by McCann. Intercepting was Russo. Ears can't get the ball out. Could have almost been penalised for holding it. Michael Byrne, right centre wing. He kicked one goal for Hawthorn so far. That won't be a score. Up towards their forward line. Ackley, you're too high, surely.
He's done well down there in defence, Ackley, tonight.
Yes, if Buckenham is the best, Ackley's probably second
That's
best.
right.
Yes. Ackley short pass to Passmore. Up towards centre wing again. North Melbourne through Love. Down towards the right half forward flank for the Kangaroos. Off the hands, out of bounds, and a boundary throw.
Into this quarter by just over 28.5 minutes. A goal the difference. 4 goals, 1-25 North Melbourne to Hawthorn 3-1-19 as the ball comes back into play from North Melbourne's half forward line. Tapped on by Byrne, knocked on by Love, punched on again by Jimmy Crackers. A chance for a Asiri to score here if he can pick it up. He fumbles, he's grabbed by Smith. Lester Smith, a shot at goal, won't make the distance, and it finally hits the post and it's out of bounds. So it'll be a throw in right against the North Melbourne's point post. A chance for him to score here now. Pressure on the Hawthorn defence. Ball back into play again. Byrne in front. Going high was Harris. He can certainly fly. Picked up by Platten. Platten's kick is a hurried one back towards the centre of the ground. Passmore couldn't grab it all. By golly, Sullivan copped a heavy one then. Passmore's grabbed that. Will be holding the ball against him. Strong tackle by Kennedy. Got to go back. Ayres was trying to sneak away with that one, but the umpire collared him.
I don't think the Hawthorn fans have felt they've had the best of the umpiring so far.
Waiting now as quick. They're going to call it back again. Come on, John. John Kennedy with the ball now. Round about the centre half back position. Of course, his father's coach of the opposition here tonight. Punched out by the defence. Oh, well, actually, Platten taps the ball back there to Sullivan. A hand pass comes out to Loveridge. Blacked up. Platten. A snap at goal. It's a good kick, but Mark no touched on the line that time by Atkinson, and that's the end of the first quarter, and we see North Melbourne in front. 4 goals, 1-25 to Hawthorn 3-1-19.
Change.